welcome to WanaTalk. Today we have Mr. James Pearson with Pearson Tax Services with us today. Mr. Pearson has been my tax preparer for over a decade. Welcome, Mr. Pearson.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Thank you, sir. So tell us, what is your background?
Well, first of all, I'm from North Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised on Liberty Hills section, and later I moved into the 10-mile section, they call it Oak Grove subdivision, and now I'm a resident now of Hannah Ann, South Carolina. I graduated from Baldwin High School in 1969, and from there I was drafted into the United States Army, but I volunteered and joined the United States Air Force, and I was in the military in the Air Force for 4 years, from 1969 to 1973. And after 4 years of honorably serving in the military, I became employed with the Veteran Hospital downtown Charleston, 109 B Street. At that job, I started off as a claims clerk for processing application for veterans seeking health care. And 2 years later, I was promoted from a claims clerk to a medical administrator assistant in health administration. And I worked that job better than 20 years. Then I later became a AOD, an administrative officer of the day. And what that entailed, that I was acting hospital director in his absence while he was not there.
Okay.
So we was the administrator of the hospital in charge, and it was a very good job, and it required that we work shift work. So I worked shift work in that position for 31 years. And after 31 years working as administrative officer, I became a chief of health administration service in the fee-based department. And during the 5 years that I worked there, I had 17 employees, and we was over the fee-based program, which we fee-based patient out. And what that mean by fee-based, we send patient out for care that we cannot provide at the VA hospital. And my department would give authorization for the care, and also pay the bill once we received the invoice and the medical records back. So we was responsible for paying those bills. Okay. And it's a very huge department, and my budget was somewhere around about $10 million a year.
Whoa. Okay.
And I truly enjoyed it, and I worked at the VA hospital for 35 and a half years. And with my Air Force time and my sick time, I had 39 years when I retired from the VA hospital back in 2007.
Okay.
I retired at the age of 56. And when I left the VA hospital, because I had such a good record in the fee-based department there, I was honored to go to Columbia VA Hospital and be a contract advisor. And I went there for almost a year in Columbia at the VA Hospital. And I've had about 9 employees there, and working as a consultant. We processed over 30,000 claims. They were so backlogged. And once I left the VA in Columbia, I was also awarded a certificate of appreciation there. I had my office here, where they said I processed, I said 30,000, but it actually was 54,000.
54, yeah, 54
claims
yeah.
in a matter of between May 15 of 2007 until January 2008.
Impressive.
That's right. So,
yes, very impressive.
And, we did that, and it was through the grace of God blessing the VA to receive government funding for a student from college, and they allow us to get 8 college students from South Carolina State, Clafton, Benedict, Morris College, and these kids are very smart, and they're very smart, and I was able to train them to the fee-based program where they process claim, and they all did well. And they went back to school back in August, and they were still allowed to still come back and work in the VA program, providing the school allow them to have those breaks. And we had 3 of the students who stayed in the program, and when they graduated that following May, they was hired at VA automatically because they came up under the program we had. So when they graduated, they had a job.
Right.
And the others who did not stay in the program, I was still able to refer them, for job referral, and they got good job based on my referral because I knew what they worked for and things. And it was quite an experience, going to Columbia. I felt that I was able to give something back to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you transitioned from like the medical claims and then went into tax preparation.
Well, what happened was, and I don't want to sound like I'm being prejudiced, but coming back doing segregation time, I came out doing segregation, and it was just hard for blacks to get other positions than they get. So the tax business actually started back in 1977.
Okay.
Because I graduated from Trident Tech with an associate degree in accounting and management, and then I transferred to Baptist College, which is now CSU.
Yes.
And but I started the business back in 1977, tax man on wheel. That means I went to people's houses and did the taxes, and they didn't care if you live in Moncks Corner. I would drive to Moncks Corner, or McClellanville, or Georgetown. All you do is make that call. I'm on wheels and I'm rolling.
All over, you're going.
And that's where my business started, tax man on wheel, And I did that, and matter of fact, from 1977 until 1981, I would not charge the clients any fee because I wanted the experience as a tax preparer with IRS. So there was no fee charge. And then back in 82, I think I probably charged $10 for tax preparation. And of course, now when the computer came up back in 1987, when IBM came up with the small computer, and they came up with the Radio Shack came up with the Tandy 1000 TX, and that was my first computer. And once we went computerized, then my business just jumped. I mean, I went from making $6,000 a year until $15,000, and then the next year I went to like $20,000, $25,000, and $30,000. And now I can say my business now is somewhere around gross for a small business, around $80,000 a year.
Right.
Which is not bad for a small business.
Right. Now let me ask you: do you think that your success is contribute to your giving? Because you stated that there was a period where you just went around and helped, and I'm a firm believer that when you give, it pretty much comes back to you.
Well, I agree. That is so true. And also, my mother always told me, say, manners will take you where money won't. And I remember that. If someone give you a stone, you give them bread.
Yes.
That's what I get. And that, I remember that. And as you notice, like on my job and through my career, I've always respect my elders. Yes, sir, and no, sir, and no, ma'am. And it didn't matter what color it was. That's the way I was raised.
Yes.
And through my mannerism and thing again, I was even blessed. People say he's a nice guy. He has good manners, and we like that. And manners will take it with money and want.
Yes.
But anyhow, getting back to the business as to why I started the business back in '77, because I was in accounting at the time. But in 1979, when I graduated with my bachelor's degree from Baptist College, then through the VA system, I could not obtain a job there because they said, well, you don't have no governmental accounting experience in accounting.
Okay.
So I was denied the opportunity to work at the VA in accounting. And also, with all honesty, back in the 70s, black was not really allowed to work in any real top job. We had the low income job, but I went to school and I was ready for that challenge. And there's an old saying, they say, you might rob me of my job, you can't rob me of my knowledge.
Yes.
And things like that. So when the VA denied me the opportunity of being an accountant there, and I'd already started my business, then I kept that business, and I kept hope, I kept faith. I believe that one day that I will make that. And I can tell you right now, I can't believe the day that I've been so successful in this business. I can't believe it.
Yes.
And God has really blessed me. He really has, and things like that. And when I retired in 2007, I retired at age 56. When I left the VA hospital, house paid for, car paid for, no debt.
Such a blessing.
Right. And retired with a nice pension from the VA. Still at the business, and folks he cannot retire because he has those debt. But I was taught how to manage and how to save and how to put up. And through the blessing, the Lord has really blessed me in that respect. And he gives me more every year.
Yes.
Yeah. He really does. So,
He's so awesome, I tell you.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to preparing taxes,
Mm-hmm.
do you offer your clients like any type of tax consultation?
Um, Not really, because first of all, if you're gonna give any tax advice or any financial advice, under IRS regulations, you must be a certified financial advisor.
Okay.
So what I do in a roundabout way, I kind of give them advice in a manner where I say, well, a friend of mine told me, such and such a thing, but I would never say directly, you should do this because I'm not certified
Tried
to do it. But I advise my clients, you know, of things and ways to reduce the taxes and 417 and I get. I do it, but I don't suppose to do it legally.
Right, right. So you're an RTRP. Tell us what that is.
Okay, the RTRP is a registered tax return preparer. In other words, there are about 650,000 tax preparers who are unlicensed. When I say unlicensed, they're not CPAs, they're not attorneys, they're not enrolled agents. So if you're not in those three categories, you're considered unlicensed by the IRS. And they wanted to more or less get rid of the unlicensed preparers. And during the President Barack Obama administration, they came up with a program for the RTRP that would allow you to take this exam, and you pass the exam, and then you become registered with the IRS, and also given a PIN number, under your registration. And once I passed that exam, then I was also listed in the National PIN Directive of the IRS. And once the exam was passed, then we required every year to take 20 hours in taxation, accounting, and ethics. So it's mandatory every year that we do that. And I do attend the Clemson University tax class every year.
I see all your certificates there.
That's correct. Yes. So it's been good. It's been a good business.
Awesome. Now that number, that identification number, is that that PTIN number?
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's the PIN number.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we use that number on the tax return. IRS can recognize us, and also rather than giving our Social Security number, we use that PIN number, so it protects our Social Security number also. But the PIN number, IRS know who you are.
Okay. So what records and documents are needed if someone's wanting to go ahead and file?
As far as individual filing tax return?
Right. And can you do individual and then business?
Well, first of all, you have to have income to start off with, and some folk got W-2s or they got a business out there, but they have some type of income is being generated. Now, as to, do I have to file? Well, then you have to look at the income. So if you take the standard deduction, like now the standard deduction now for single is $12,000, for head households $18,000, for marriage $24,000. So if you're going to itemize, they're going to have to beat the standard deduction. In that case, but basically you come in with your W-2s or your 1099 hours, or you come in with your rental income, or or being a truck driver, your 1099, and you bring in your receipts, and we prepare those returns based on the information that you provide us.
Right, because you would be surprised the amount of people that don't file.
That is correct. Yeah, there are a lot of people who don't file, and mainly because they don't want to pay taxes.
Right.
And a lot of the truck drivers, for example, those that don't like to file or won't file, or they are people who just went out there and took a lot of money, their 401k, and they have no taxes withheld, and they figure they didn't get by with it.
Right.
So, and then they find themselves in a predicament where they owe them a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, had they filed their tax return properly or legally, they would know what IRS said that they owe.
Yes. Do you have any suggestion for keeping and maintaining a good accounting records?
If you're in business, I suggest that they get one of the bookkeeping program, and you can do QuickBooks or any type of program in that regard.
Okay.
Where you can enter the data into your software, and at the end of the year would be accumulative, and they can do the printout. And of course they would have their receipts as a backup, with that. But any type of QuickBooks software is good. or even having a bookkeeper, a paid bookkeeper, to provide that service to you on a monthly basis. That way, at the end of the year, everything is in order, and you can file your taxes on time.
Right. Yes. And I know you come in, make sure that you have your documents. You're really good about that.
Right.
And because I've went other places and
Right.
they, didn't kind of check behind and make sure, but that's something that you're really good about, and
Right.
and I appreciate that. What tax benefits are available to homeowners?
Okay. In the past, there was a very good benefit for homeowners to purchase a home and be able to claim their mortgage interest deduction, also the mortgage insurance premium, and points paid, including real estate taxes. It was real good prior to the new tax law, which took effect in 2018. Under the new tax law, now because the standard deduction is so high to a lot of people does not see the benefit of their home. So what I'm saying is now, if you buy a home now, you're not purchasing a home because you want a tax write-off, because you need a home. You want to be a homeowner.
Right.
So
Right.
tax-wise now, purchasing a home may or may not be a benefit to you.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you're paying substantial mortgage interest on a home. And I'll just give you the best example. If you're paying maybe $15,000 more, I would say you would probably benefit by owning a home, with the tax write-off. If you're paying right around maybe from $10,000 less on the new tax law, there's little to no benefit in the purchase of the home as far as writing off on your taxes.
Okay. That's really good information.
And also too, with the new tax law now, this new tax law was sort of discriminatory, and what I mean by that is that all the states that pays state income tax, they was punished on this new tax law, and states that do not have state taxes benefited from the new law. And just to give you an example, and I do a lot of dock workers tax return, a lot of them who make $180,000, $200,000 or more, and under the new tax law, you can itemize your state and local income tax. And just to give you an example of one case, I had one client that paid in $15,000 in state and local income taxes, and in addition to that, they paid in the regular house tax, the car taxes, the property taxes. They had a maximum of say $19,000 in taxes that they could normally itemize prior to the new law. Under this new tax law, effective tax season 2018, there's a new law called the SALT, S-A-L-T, and what it does, it limits the amount of taxes that you can deduct. So the case I just gave you just now shows where a gentleman had $19,000 in deduction of taxes. Under new law, he can only deduct $10,000.
Wow. Okay.
So he have lost $9,000 in deduction. And the father of this new tax law, the waterfront, the longshoremen, dock workers, they pay union dues, 7.5%. In union dues, they pay anywhere from $9,000 to about $13,000 in union dues. Plus they buy safety shoes, special work clothes. So let's use an example of $13,000 in union dues and work clothes. Under the new tax law, that is no longer deductible.
Wow.
So then what we have seen under this new tax law, that the folks who've been getting a refund of $78,000 per year, now this year are paying the government money back because of the new law. And I think the law is unfair.
Right.
Yeah, it's very unfair. So what do you do? So, me being a preparer, what I advise my clients, now that you no longer have all these deductions, so I need you to step up your 401k.
Yes.
Because if you step your 401k up, that's coming from the top. And of course, now there's a question, say, do I do the 401k or do I do the Roth?
Yeah.
Well, I would say you can do both, but I would suggest that you do the 401 because the 401 comes straight from the top, whereas the Roth, nothing changes other than you don't pay tax on money later.
Right. Okay. So, that is very, very good information. I just want to thank you so much. You've been so awesome in terms of making sure to provide very good and thorough information to me over throughout the years. Now, you made mention of other states. So, is South Carolina the only area
No.
that you service?
No, I prepare taxes for any client anywhere within the United States. And I've been very fortunate to have clients who have relocated in other states, and they continue to have me to provide them professional tax service. And it's big business for me, you know. And they'd rather be in the military or they just move away or they transfer. They still send their information back to me through mail or email, what have you. And it's good. And even through them, I get clients out of those states too because of my service. And it's just a good business.
So, do you feel as though your success has been because you're very selfless and your customer service skills, because you're really good with communicating? You're very direct in terms of leading people in the right path, in the right direction. So where do you think your, and we know that God is above all,
Right.
your success is contributed from?
Right. Well, first of all, I got to go back to the military because I never thought I would ever go to college. My parents couldn't afford to send us. I have five sisters and one brother. And my mother made $35 a week. My father made $25 a week. I never considered myself to be college material. But when I went into the military, and this is where God came in at. When I went to the war in the military, and when I came out, there was a GI Bill sitting there. And I was blessed to have that GI Bill that allowed me to go to college. And another blessing too, you know, like the school, Trident Tech. They had me take an entrance exam. And they said, well, there are areas that you're weak in. So what we're going to do, we're going to let you in school, but we're going to let you take these remedial courses first, and you pass those.
Right.
And that was a blessing to allow me to do that, because they could have said, well, no, you didn't score high enough, you can't come in. But through that blessing, and through the military with that GI Bill, that was truly a big blessing. And I'm so grateful because I couldn't
Do it, right?
I couldn't do it.
We just never know how
Right.
God's going to open up doors for
Right.
us.
And you know, even when I went in the military and I came out the military and I was hired to the VA and things like that, I still had struggles. They hired me in a condition where I had to go to school. And because they did that, you know, it made me use my GI Bill because I probably wouldn't have,
Right.
you know. And, you know, the funny thing about it, that I have a letter where the VA hired me back in 1973, where they mandated that I go to school to keep the job that was given me after I got this job in the military. There was a program, it's called the VRA, the Veteran Readjustment Act. And it was signed into law by President Nixon because we was drafted to go in the military. He said, well, the guys come back, give them a job, but they have to meet the standards. And I was afforded the opportunity. And through that, when the VA said, okay, you will go to school, that just energized me even more to go.
Wow.
And but the sad part about it is that after going to school 6 years and working full time, you know, you don't have enough governmental accounting experience. But you told me to go and go to school and get your degree. You know, that's very depressing. But see, but that ain't what God said. God says you can do it. You know.
So you didn't allow that to stop you.
Exactly right.
Yes.
And it didn't. And believe me, I can tell you, even this accounting field of this tax business here, with a good friend of mine, Willie Robson, in Hollywood, we teamed together and we went to Columbia and went to these tax seminars and again, you know, we didn't have nothing. And by the end of time, we both was on top.
Right.
I mean, on top. You know, and, you know, and the thing is here, you know, like, you got to give the card. I said, Lord, I tell you what I said. I asked the Lord. I said, if you would allow me to pay for my house by the time I retire, and if I don't make not one more dime in this business. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
And guess what? I bought my house when I was 45 years old. At 56, when I retired, my home was paid for. That ain't nothing but God.
That's right.
That ain't nothing but God.
Being debt free.
I'm telling you, that's nothing but God. And,
Yes,
you know, and let me give a little more on God because you know, I talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sick twice. I had prostate cancer. They removed my prostate January 13th. I stayed in the hospital one day, came back on the 14th. The nurses said, we have never seen a patient that went in and had the prostate removed and go home the next day. Mm. And I tell them nothing but God. And prior to me having my surgery, I cried for 3 months. And the Lord told me on New Year's Eve night, go and get your surgery. Everything gonna be all right. So now I remember now, I had surgery January 13th. Went home January 14th. On January 30th of that month, I was back in my tax office doing taxes.
Mm.
Now look at God. I'm telling you.
Yes.
That's one story. And and He blessed me to work that whole time doing tax season. And 15 months later, the following year was June of 2015. I was diagnosed with small intestine cancer. On the night of, on the eve of the gentleman killing the folks out in Emmanuel Church.
Yes.
I was having surgery because they said I had a blockage in my small intestine. And when they went there, they found a tumor in my small intestine. Stage 1 cancer. Mm. And I recovered from that. And 3 weeks later, the doctor said, well, Mr. Pearson, we got to put you on chemo. And I almost cried, and I questioned God. Mm. Why me, Lord? You know, what right I have to question God? He said, the Lord put you through the valley, and He brings you out.
He brings you through.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I went through that chemo, and the strange thing about it, to say here again, I lost no time in my business because the small intestine cancer was in June, after the tax season, and I was back at work in January.
Such a blessing.
And not only that, He has blessed the business even double.
Mm.
He really has. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing but God. And there's a song that's sung in the church that says, take me to the King.
Yes.
And when I'm sitting in church and I'm praising the Lord, and when that song is sung by one of the young ladies in church, the tears start flowing through my eye. Mm. But it's tears of joy.
Joy, yes.
And I mean, I can't stop giving the Lord the praise.
Yes, yes.
Because He can do it.
All the time.
And during my chemo treatment, it was 3 of us who kind of was partners. And we prayed together and then got there. And God takes you through. Mm. And I'll never forget this. The Lord is my shepherd. He God. He. And when I got through that valley, I've been blessed. And, you know, I told people, you know, what my condition and what I was going through. And a lot of folks later said, Mr. Pearson died, you know. He don't do taxes anymore.
Whoa.
And, yeah, and one lady said, I was looking for you for 3 years. I said, really? I said, well, you didn't call my office number. She said, someone said you died. I said, well, I didn't die, but just how people carry information up the wrong way.
Right, right.
But even so, God has really blessed me in so many ways. And I was at the doctor, said, Mr. Pearson, he said, you a pretty healthy fella. I said, you're real healthy. They said, you know, I got a little hypertension and thin the gap. He said, well, other than that, you good. And I said, well, nothing but God.
I know that's right. I'm a cancer survivor as well.
Right.
So I understand because as you go along, you see so many people that have had the same condition that
right.
they're no longer here.
That's right.
And just the power of God. And,
right.
And like you said, we have to sometimes go through, but
right.
He's definitely a healer,
and
He restores.
Oh, yes.
And I'm just thankful for His restoration and Him
yes.
being Lord.
Oh, yes, Lord.
Yes.
I know it.
Yes.
Something might get a little teary-eyed when I talk about that, but that's God.
I know,
yeah,
I know.
God. Yeah, I mean, I
yes.
give one, I tell you, my wife says, well, we got 2 hoes now. I said, 2 hoes? She said, well, the daughter going now, so you got your first hose back. She's looking at God. Said, God, give it to you and give you another, and then you still got it. But
yes.
I'm so thankful that I feel good, and I also feel very special to have you as a client and as a friend also, you know.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, you inspire me also. And talking to people, you know, it means a lot when you can relate to people that they get.
Yes, sir.
And this business here is based on word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, you know, I got an office in the home in the neighborhood here. I can't put a sign up to say, boy, laugh and say, well, you don't have a sign there. How do you know that's his office? And things like that. But I do have my license with North Charleston and everything like that. But word of mouth has grown this business over many years. And I'm so thankful of the people, because when you treat people and you do the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get but blessing and goodness
Yes.
and mercy.
And when you walk through the door,
Yes.
you feel so loved,
Yes.
so welcome.
Right.
My sister and I, we were just talking about that probably about a month or so
Yeah.
ago, about just the awesome service that
Right.
you know you receive just coming through the door.
Right.
So I'm very grateful to have a tax preparer, and not only that, someone with who's knowledgeable, who's compassionate and caring about what it is that he does. So for all the listeners out there, for your preparation of tax, you can count on James Pearson at Pearson's Tax Service. Again, he assists tax preparers with small businesses with taxes, whether you're an individual or a local business. He has years of valuable experience as an IRS registered tax preparer. So please contact James Pearson at 843-554-7528. Again, that's 843-554-7528. His office is located at 5840 Bramble, Charleston, South Carolina. And that's Bramble Avenue.
That's right.
5840 Bramble Avenue in Charleston. 843-554-7528. Stay tuned for more WanaTalk.
Yes.